Hello and welcome. Well, today, guys, it is all about fruity tropical fragrances. You know, those fragrances that are perfect for the summer season, and as soon as you spray them, they get you in that summer vibe. It almost makes you feel like you're in a resort somewhere, even if you're at home, having an incredible like pina colada or some sort of fruity cocktail. I have a total of 5 fragrances that I'm ready to share with you, and these 5 fragrances are my top 5 fruity and tropical fragrances. I'm also super excited because today is the day that I get to announce the winner of our Deep in Desire Yacht Full Bottle winner. But before we jump right in, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi, and I'm your fragrance concierge because I am totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, and sometimes you even get a bonus video for the week. So if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go. All right, guys. So before we start with the fragrances, the first thing, of course, that I'm going to do is announce the giveaway winner. All I ask is that the winner contact me via a DM on Instagram so that they can share the address that they want me to send the fragrance to. I will be doing that within a couple of days from today's announcement. I also wanted to let you guys know that this is just one of many giveaways to come. So if you are not the winner today, do not be discouraged because I'm sure you will have many opportunities to be the winner. All right, guys, let's go right into it, and good luck to all of you. All right, well, congratulations to the winner. I will definitely be waiting for you to reach out to me so that I can get the fragrance out to you as soon as possible. To the rest of the fam, remember, this is just one of many giveaways. There will be another giveaway in a couple of weeks. I also want to take this time to thank and welcome our new fam members, and to all of you, I just want to thank you for being on this journey with me. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and jump right in because I'm so excited. These 5 fragrances are absolutely exquisite, but this first one, oh my goodness, guys, this fragrance is just perfection for the summer if you want to have that tropical and fruity vibe going. And this fragrance is from Memoirs of a Perfume Collector, and this one is Trouble in Paradise. So Trouble in Paradise, I think, is the type of fragrance that can definitely get you in trouble, because when I tell you that it has this boozy quality that puts it over the top. This fragrance is quite fruity and has a very, very strong tropical quality to it. I mean, you almost feel like you're in a resort somewhere and you have like a big bowl of all of these tropical fruits in front of you while also sipping on a very yummy and fruity drink. It is sweet, and then to give it like some depth, it has like a touch of like a leather note and a tad bit of oud. But when I tell you, this is not a fragrance that you need to be concerned about when it comes to the oud, because the oud has been done so smooth, it's barely there. It's almost negligible, but my nose definitely picks up on the oud. Later, of course, I will share with you from an oud meter standpoint, how do I rank it? So to my nose, this fragrance, the dominant notes in this fragrance for me are mango, cognac, the rum. I pick up clearly on the rum. I actually pick up on the rum before I pick up on the cognac. But the cognac and the rum are definitely there. So this fragrance not only has like that boozy quality, but that booziness to my nose is very realistic. It's very real because I can clearly pick up on the rum and the cognac. There is a glorious like spicy quality to it that's not very like dominant at any point, but I clearly pick up on the note of cardamom. And then there's a sweetness that comes in not just from the vanilla, but more like from the caramel. That caramel note note is just perfection with that boozy quality. And then ready for my violet lovers, there's also a violet note here that has been done. Oh my goodness. It just pairs so well with all of the fruity vibe of this fragrance. I don't think that I have any other fragrance in my collection where the violet has been done so well with that boozy quality, where the boozy quality is pretty strong, but you can still pick up on the violet and all the other notes. This is also a fragrance that performs very, very well because without having to overspray, it will give you 8+ hours. It has a very strong projection that goes anywhere between 2 to 2.5 hours, depending on how much you overspray. And at the end of the 2.5 hours, it's going to become a scent bubble, which is quite a strong scent bubble. After that, you get like a couple more hours before it becomes a skin scent. But that skin scent is going to have you smelling yourself all throughout the day. This is a fragrance that you could definitely pull off during the day and during the night. And this is a fragrance that you can definitely use during the spring and the summer, but I like to reserve it specifically for the summer season because when I tell you that this one, just like all the other fragrances that I'm going to share today, is like summer in a bottle, but like summer like in the tropics, in a resort somewhere. As far as the oud meter, this fragrance does have oud, as I shared before, and I would say that it's like a 2 out of 5. It's a very, very light oud. And to be honest with you, in this fragrance, it's not really about the oud. It's about using the oud to give the fragrance a little bit more character and setting it apart from just being like a fruity tropical fragrance. This is a fragrance that you can dress down, you can dress up, you can use it for any occasion, day or night. But I don't think that this is suitable for sports or for occasions where you're going to be outdoors and you're going to be doing very physical activity. This, of all the fragrances that I'm sharing today, is definitely one that I consider really unisex. It really does not lean feminine or masculine. So the next fragrance that I want to share with you is one that if you've been with me for any amount of time will not come as a surprise because number one, it's from my favorite fragrance house, and number two, I have shared this fragrance on the channel so many times because I am on a mission to have everybody in the fam get themselves this fragrance because I just know you are going to love it. And I am speaking about XERJOFF's CRUZ del Sur 2. So guys, I do have other fragrances in my collection, so many other fragrances in my collection that are fruity and tropical, but I could just not leave this fragrance because like I've told you before, this to me is the epitome of summer in a bottle. And summer, when you're out there, when you're enjoying the beach, when you're enjoying a good resort, I mean, it is just perfection. To me, the key notes or the notes that are truly dominant in this fragrance are that, oh my goodness, are that mango and the guava. And you know what I love about this fragrance, which I've shared with you before. So what I really love about this fragrance is that although it is fruity and tropical, it also has like this lactonic quality that to my nose just makes it like yummy. It's almost like I have like a guava and mango kind of smoothie going on. All in all, guys, the dominant notes for me when it comes to this fragrance for sure are that guava and that mango, followed by the violet and a bit of a lactonic quality. Now, the fragrance is definitely tropical. Oh my goodness, guys. If any of you have picked up CRUZ del Sur from hearing me talk about it here on the channel to exhaustion, can you please let us know what you think about this fragrance? Or if you've had it for a while, can you please give us your opinion? Because when I tell you this fragrance is everything, guys. It is everything. It has a very strong tropical vibe to it. And honestly, the fruits have been done to perfection. There is absolutely no oud in this fragrance. And this is one that I would say 25 plus is the perfect age group. I think anybody could probably wear this fragrance, but I think 25 plus is better suited for it. This is also a fragrance that is sweet, and like I said, it does have a lactonic quality to it. But do not be concerned, because you're probably wondering, okay, Arahi, so you're talking about a summer tropical fruity fragrance that is lactonic. Won't that make it a little bit cloying? No, it won't be cloying at all, I assure you. That lactonic quality, I don't know why, but it just adds even more of a tropical feel to the fragrance. And in Trouble in Paradise, the one that I shared with you before, there was that note of oud to add character and oomph to the fragrance. But in this fragrance, oh no, there is no oud. What they've done is add a bit of woody notes to the mix that definitely give a ton of depth to the fragrance. This is a fragrance that I consider to be truly unisex, but definitely leaning to the feminine side, without a doubt. Guys, I tell you, whenever I pull the cap off of this fragrance, I just can't help myself but sniff and sniff and sniff. This is a fragrance that I can't imagine not having in my collection ever. This is one of my lifer fragrances for sure. But this is a fragrance that is better suited for the spring and summer. And this is also a fragrance that gets me 8+ hours without having to overspray. But what I love the most in the performance of this fragrance is the sillage, because the sillage is a strong one that goes about 3 feet behind you. So this fragrance is going to get you compliments, and some people will approach you and tell you that you smell so yummy, that you smell so fruity, but just so like delicious. That is this fragrance for you. It's going to get you a ton of compliments. So it does also have a strong projection. It's actually approaching a strong projection, because that projection is strong for the first 2 hours, but then after that, it does become a skin scent. But there is something about the way that this fragrance has been done, because that skin scent lingers. You will smell yourself, and as I just said, others will definitely sniff you, because you are going to get a ton of compliments. It's also a fragrance that you can dress up, you can dress down. But honestly, even though I know that during the summer season specifically, you could get away with wearing it to a formal occasion, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that, because if I'm going to a very formal event during the summer that is indoor, I don't think that this is the fragrance that I pull. This is definitely not the fragrance that I would pull. But if it's an outdoor formal event, oh my goodness, this is perfection, because it just goes with that like outdoorsy tropical vibe. I tell you, this fragrance is a must. Please get your nose on it. All right, guys, so this next fragrance, oh my goodness, I've talked about this fragrance a couple of times here on the channel, but when I tell you guys that, oh my goodness, listen, if you haven't tried this fragrance, you really need to try this, because this is really the tropics for real. If you are from the Caribbean, or you're from a very tropical region of the world and you sniff this fragrance, you're going to feel like you're there, you're home. I am speaking about Mind Games Leonora. This fragrance is fruity, it is sweet, it is so tropical. I can't even, oh my goodness, it is so tropical. This makes me feel like I am definitely in the Caribbean. It also has a good amount of vanilla, and it is a fragrance that is also fresh. So even though it is fruity and has all of that vanilla, it is still for some reason fresh. Also has a bit of like a lactonic quality to it, but nothing compared to CRUZ del Sur 2 for sure. This one, oh my goodness. And then it has the most beautiful powdery dry down. And that powdery dry down brings everything with it. It brings all of the fruits, and it brings that vanilla, which has been done exquisitely and done to not be cloying during a very warm summer day. I tell you, to my nose, the dominant notes of this fragrance definitely start with the passion fruit. This fragrance is all about the passion fruit. So if you're not into passion fruit, like the real deal, like that juicy one that you scoop, you know when you cut open the passion fruit and you scoop it out, That's what this smells like. It is the real passion fruit. But to my nose, the dominant notes here are that passion fruit, and then there's a tad of a spiciness, like a warm spiciness that comes courtesy of the note of ginger. And I pick up on that ginger clearly, guys. Then there's that vanilla, and then there's the tonka and the musk. Those are the dominant notes of this fragrance, but the star of the fragrance is definitely the passion fruit. This is a fragrance that I definitely consider to be unisex, but it does lean to the feminine side. Not heavy, but I would say that this definitely leans feminine. This is also a fragrance that has absolutely no oud, and I think that 25 plus would definitely be the best group for this fragrance. The fragrance that I like to reserve for the seasons of spring, summer, and fall. And I also have to tell you that the performance of this fragrance is just stellar, because without having to overspray, you are going to get 7+ hours. But those 7+ hours are marked by a very strong projection. The projection goes anywhere between 2.5 to 3 hours, at which time it becomes a scent bubble. And the scent bubble is a very strong one that is going to take you throughout the entire wear of the fragrance. I would have to wear it like maybe 10 to 12 hours to reach the point where the fragrance definitely becomes a skin scent. And this is also a fragrance that, because I reserve it for like spring and summer, this is a fragrance that I've already used a couple of times this year, and I've layered it with bath products that have a very strong passion fruit scent, and oh my goodness, it just takes the fragrance to the next level. This is a fragrance that, although it has all of that fruitiness, is a very elegant fragrance. So this is one that you can definitely dress down, you can dress it up, you can use it for any occasion. But this is not a fragrance that I would wear to the gym, or if I'm going to go ride my bike, or if I'm doing any type of sports, I'm definitely not going to be wearing this fragrance. Alright guys, so this next fragrance is a fragrance that, if you're a fragrance lover and you have never heard of this fragrance, I would have to ask you, where have you been? Because this fragrance, oh my goodness, this is like the perfect fragrance for when you have an outing, like during the afternoon, or you're going for a ride by the ocean side. It is just perfection for summer, and to me it is designed for the warmest of summer days. And it's also a fragrance that it's very versatile, and I am speaking about Simone Andreoli's Leisure in Paradise. Oh my goodness. Now, if you have this fragrance, or if you have ever gotten your nose on this fragrance, you have to tell me, isn't it clear to you that the star of this fragrance is the papaya? Because this is the most dominant papaya note fragrance that I have in my collection. And what I absolutely love about it is that not only is the papaya dominant, but it plays so well with the notes of coconut, vanilla, and pineapple. And you know, papaya is a fruit that definitely has a very distinguishable scent. But when it comes to competing with the likes of a coconut and a pineapple, you would think that the papaya would take like a backseat. But no, I don't know how they've done it, but the papaya is definitely the star, and she is not allowing anybody to take her place. This fragrance is so tropical. Oh my goodness. This fragrance is perfection for when you're going on vacation and you want a fragrance that is versatile enough, guys, where you can use it for any type of outdoor activity all the way to a formal event. That is how incredible this fragrance is. This fragrance is very tropical. It is very sweet. It has a good amount of vanilla, but the presence of the coconut and the papaya and the pineapple, they are definitely the stars, with the papaya taking the lead. This fragrance is also a bit lactonic, but it's the least lactonic of all of the ones that I've discussed with you so far. So don't worry about it being lactonic, because it's really not about the lactonic quality. Again, it's more about the papaya, of course, being supplemented by the other fruits. Now, in order to add a bit of character to the fragrance, they have also supplemented those fruity notes with some woody notes. But the woody notes are, to my nose, very faint in this fragrance and are always in the background. So don't even worry about woody notes for a summer fragrance. I tell you, this fragrance is perfection. The other thing that I pick up on, even though it hasn't been disclaimed, is to me, very, very clearly, guys, there is a level of booziness to this fragrance. And I can't distinguish from where it's coming, but I can tell you there is definitely a boozy quality to this fragrance. If you own this fragrance and you've been using it for a while, can you tell me if you pick up on that boozy quality? Because I am telling you, or maybe it's that because the fruits have been done in such a realistic way, I feel like it's like a cocktail. But no, guys, seriously, I really do feel that there's a boozy quality to the fragrance. This is a fragrance that I definitely consider unisex, but leaning heavy to the feminine side because it is quite sweet and fruity. But there's just like, to me, there's a very feminine feel to the fragrance overall. This is also a fragrance that gets me 7+ hours without having to overspray. But in all honesty, when I use it and I know that I'm going to be out for a full day, I bring a decant with me and I respray it, because this is the type of fragrance that if it were beast mode, it would probably be quite cloying for the summer. So I think they've done it just right. And you just have to like bring a decant, or, you know, if you have a tote bag and you want to bring the bottle, and you know, you could just respray. Fragrance that gets me a ton of compliments. But I would say that this fragrance does have a moderate sillage, even though it does have a very strong projection during the first hour. After about an hour and a half, it does become a skin scent. But it is a skin scent, guys, that will last you all of those hours. You will smell yourself and others will definitely smell you. It's the kind of fragrance that gives you whiffs of the fragrance all throughout the day. Like you could be carrying on or doing whatever it is that you're going to do for the day, and you're continuously going to smell the fragrance on yourself. As I think I said before, there is absolutely no oud in this fragrance, and this to me is definitely a 25+ type of fragrance, but I can see a younger 20-year-old wearing it. All right, guys, so the last fragrance that I'm going to share with you today is one that is so special. I'm just gonna go straight into it. Speaking about Stefan Humbert Lucas, and this is Mango Kiss. This fragrance is such a beautiful blend and such a collection of incredible notes. I really don't know how they pulled this off, because this fragrance is very fruity, very tropical. It is a fragrance that has a collection of yellow florals that I clearly pick up on. Ambery, it is herbal, it has some coconut, a good amount of vanilla. But this fragrance, although all of that is going on with the fragrance, at no time is it a fragrance that is cloying or obnoxious or overwhelming. It is a fragrance that is not fresh, but for some reason you can get away with wearing it outdoors throughout the day. And it's not going to be like cloying or annoying in any way. My nose, the dominant notes of this fragrance are that mango, guys. It is all about the mango. The mango is the star in this fragrance, but I also pick up dominant to my nose. I have some vanilla, some orange blossom. There's definitely iris in this fragrance, which gives it a tad of powderiness at the dry down, but just a little bit to my nose. Then, as I said before, but also dominant to my nose is that coconut. And for me, the number one note in this fragrance is definitely the mango, but it's followed closely by the coconut. And in most of the wear of this fragrance, what I get is whiffs of that like mango and coconut with that vanilla. And it is such a beautiful combination. And then all throughout the journey and throughout the wear of this fragrance, I get in the background the florals. Those yellow florals are so present. As far as the yellow florals, what I pick up the most is the Lang Lang. Definitely the Lang Lang. And it's followed by that iris, which is really, if I recall correctly, more of like an iris butter. So the purity of it is just exceptional. This is a fragrance that I reserve exclusively for the spring and summer seasons. This is not a fragrance that I would ever pull during the fall and winter months. But once spring comes in, it is perfection. But if I am honest with you, I have to tell you that summer is when I really pull this fragrance, because the tropical feel of this fragrance is perfection. This fragrance is so versatile. It's actually, to me, one of the most, I think, Leisure in Paradise is more versatile in my opinion than this one, but this one would definitely follow because you can dress it down, you can dress it up, you can use it for absolutely any occasion with no worries. So let's say you're going on vacation and part of your vacation will be attending some sort of formal event, maybe like a destination wedding or something like that. Well, you don't have to worry because if you just want to pack very light and you only want to bring one fragrance, this would be the fragrance that I would recommend because again, it is suitable for just about any occasion, day or night. This is a fragrance that has absolutely no oud and one that I think any age group could definitely pull. This fragrance is also a great performer because it gets me, without having to overspray, it gets me over 8 hours. I've never really tried to test it in a 12-hour day because I'm always like in summer mode. So typically, you know, like after 8 hours, I'm like taking a shower and refreshing again. But this is definitely a strong performer. It's not a beast fragrance. No, it's not. But it is definitely one, especially if you overspray, that's going to get you a full day's wear. It's also a fragrance that for sure is going to get you a ton of compliments because it is so versatile with those fruity notes and then all of those yellow florals that are very present. It is absolutely perfection for the summer. All right, guys, so we have reached the end of today's video, and I really hope that this was as fun as it was for me because I have to tell you, in between takes, I sprayed myself with several of these fragrances because these fragrances are also very easy to layer. You know, they're all very fruity and some of them have woody notes, which typically are a good foundation when layering. And then those florals, especially in Mango Kiss, have been done so well. But these are fragrances that I just absolutely love to spray when I want to get into that real summer vibe. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for hanging with me today, and I will see you in the next video.